Others will join, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, just let's wait for 1 minute, then we will start the class.
Okay.
Okay, let me start then. These five people have joined. Start. Okay, good morning, everyone. So, as you are aware that we have already started with module 2. So, we yesterday we discussed about the like IT strategic committee and everything, like about the roles on committees, the classification of IT strategic committee, and today we are going to study about the IT steering committee. So before that, we must know like like which are the like other committees that the IT strategic committee interacts with. So okay, here you can see from the diagram, you may be very clear. Okay, these diagrams are present in your SLM, but I have added in the PPT because in the PPT some portions are missing. So for your exam purpose also, go through the SLM. Okay, so these diagrams are from SLM only, but may not be present in the iNurture that PPT you have. Okay, it's like it's not may not it's not present only. So this IT strategic committee, they interact with this kind like this committees. Okay, first it's the audit committee or the compensation committee, don't get confused, is basically the human resource committee. Then we have the technology advisory board and finance committee and business strategy committee. So what does this audit committee do? This audit committee, like, it's someone who goes for checking whether you are moving in the right direction. They will give, like, based on your past experience, past work, they will give their valuable feedback. Basically, it will be conducted by senior level managers only. It will be forcing, this kind of things are done by the CEOs and everything, this IT strategy committee and everything. So what happened? The audit committee, basically they give their inputs. Okay, if there is any risk or that like where when you like apply some certain plan, will there will be any risk involved in it. So this is done by the audit. Okay, then next is the compensation committee. So compensation is, we know basically the human resource committee, whatever the managing the resources, that is the people in the organization, it's done in this committee. Next is the technology advisory board. So as you know, the IT team, that last day we had discussed about the CTOs, chief technology officer. These people strategize that how the IT team should move, like in their directions. So these things, like all the IT decisions, all the technology related decisions, will be done by this committee, like technology advisory board. Next, we have the finance committee. Now, this after we have like this finance committee. So finance word means, like, we are aware of it, something on money related thing. Okay, so basically it will all the IT investments done, like where it will be spent, like infrastructure or any project, how much money needs to be spent, it's decided by the finance committee. And last one is the business strategy committee. So basically this business strategy committee is important because it will involve all the business strategic leaders or any, like, board of directors, like all the higher officials. Okay, the board of directors will basically to get, like, all this working in a proper way or not, like to increase their business. Okay, so to get a, like, idea of the enterprise technology, they move for this business strategy committee done it. Okay, now this IT, yesterday we also discussed about the long term and short term goal. So this is done by this, with that board of directors. They, every organization, I said, like, they have some long term and short term goal. Now who decides that long term and short term goal? The business strategy committee. Now that this strategy committee, Okay, the all this IT strategic plan will have an effect on this departments. Okay, so first is the IT operation and IT management basically like in like IT operations and when a new like systems comes into place, so IT management and operations should be ready, like to maintenance, how it will be maintained, how the operations will be carried on. All things need to be done in this IT operations. So since we have like this IT strategic plan, when we plan when a goal is created for you people, so this department gets hampered because it's that IT operation and IT management team, they handle all these processes, like how it will be impact on their business, then how it will be, how the maintenance should be done. See, maintenance is very important in SDLC also. When you study, the maintenance is a part of the maintenance is a part of the SDLC model. Why? Because this maintenance in during this maintenance parts only lots of errors or bugs we get. So that for that we have different team also. So that is why if everything needs to be carried out once a plan has been executed. So this maintenance need maintenance team need to think about it. Next we have the purchase of procure board, like if we have any new hardware or software that will be purchased by for like that needs to be purchased by the IT department, like for if I want to use like a company wants to use any software, buy a new software, they cannot do it on your own. They need to like inform someone, right? So it that because it involves a lot cost, some cost are there. So it's like very important for them to like get it like approved by the higher management, and then it will be depending the purchase department, so they can buy it. Next is the finance group. So finance groups, like if I have to purchase something, you need some amount for it, so that will be finalized by whom? Okay, such this much amount is given to you, now you can purchase it. Okay, so this approval is given by the anything related to finance is given by the finance group. Okay, so whether it will suit their budget or not. Next is the human resource group. So what does this human resource group do? Like for if suppose for any team they are going for any project, okay, so the person they have in a team is does not like qualify for the project, they need some extra person, they need some extra resources. So all the recruitments and everything will be done by the human resource group. You can think of like the HR manager also. When you join any company as an HR manager, they do recruitment only. Okay, based like they will in like you have different job portals are there. There we have like Naukri.com, we have this one Indeed, we have lots of like Shine and everything. So times group is also there. So what happens, what they do, you write all your in your CV, you give your best parts, right? Your technical skills, all you mention all your skills, and then like based on this the HR manager, because they have no technical idea, so they will just go through your skills and they will contact you, and then you will have interviews and they will hire you. So that is why that is the responsibility of the human resource group, to recruit new people. And last one is the IT system development. So this development group has to like develop any new projects. So that is, we know that development means they need to go for any coding or any changes. So everything depends. So these are the like done by the business leader. I told you, right? Business strategic leaders. So they whenever they think of the long term or short term goal, these are the departments that get affected, or like this responsibility is shared. Okay, these are the departments. Okay, now we'll study something about the steering committee. So before studying about the like formation, like importance and formation, so we should know what is the steering committee. So basically, this steering committee is like it basically first concerned with the actual IT management. Okay, so now here I have mentioned, here few points have been mentioned, like this committee is one of the bodies that will drive or direct a project. So basically it will give a direction to the project. Okay, so you have a project, so it will give the direction. Then they will monitor all the major projects from the managing resource and priorities and risk with direction and support from the IT strategy committee. In this is in a broad approach. In a small approach, when you go for your project, like when you will go for your major project, okay, in a final semester. So what happens? You can think as a you will be the one who will be the doing the project, but you need someone, the help of someone who will help you, who will guide you. That is your guide, right? Your mentor. What did he like? He or she, he will do is he will guide you in a proper way. If you are stuck in some point, how to do the project, how much progress has been done, whether you are moving in the right direction or not, is done by the guide. Similarly, for in a big organization, because we don't have the project is not a small project, right? It consists of accounts lots of involves lots of money. So we have, for big organization, we have a committee for that. Okay, so which will involve lots of persons. So we with experience, persons with experience who will give you all the guidelines, guidance and guidelines how to continue, and they will check, they will monitor the project, where are you going wrong, where so all these things will be monitored by the steering committee. So they is mentioned, they provide the highly important link between the board and the production team. So basically what they do, you can think they serve as the middleman. Okay, middleman in the sense like they will they will ask all the information from the IT team, like from the development team, and they report it to the board members. So what is happening in the team? Okay, so now they play an important role in planning and governing IT projects. Obviously they will play, right? So in the absence of this committee, so if we don't have someone who can guide it, okay, so this committee, suppose if this committee is not there, sometimes then the project will suffer from lot of when it will be, it may be delayed, the schedule problem may be there, or there may be if you don't have a guide in your project, you don't understand, it's like based on the understanding you have only created, and you don't have anyone to guide you. So in that case, what happens? Sometimes it may lead to project failure also. Then once you are stuck, no one is there to help you. So lots of problem arises. Like in an organization, when you go for a project, money is involved in with everything. So when you have do not have such committee who can help you, and the board members, because the board member themselves will not verify what's happening in the team. Okay, someone should report to them. There should be a middleman who serves some who serves as they get the important updates from the strategy team also, IT team also, and they report it to the board members. If such absence of such members in the committee in the group, what happens? It will lead to no idea, we cannot monitor the project properly, where it is heading to, in which team, the how the development is going on, how the designing phase is going on. So in that case, it may lead to delayed schedule, maybe delayed project, even the project failure is also possible. Now we have these few roles for the steering committee to play. Okay, so first is the strategic alignment. So in the last class also we have studied, for the strategic committee also we have this strategic alignment. So what did is, it will basically ensure that all your long term goal in the and has been corresponding element in the short term. See, first you should have a short term goal, and achieving the short term goal, slowly only, once you have short term goals, all your short term goals have been um, like uh, achieved, then only you get a long term goal. You should have a relation between the long term and the short term goal. If something you don't have any, suppose you want to your long term goal is to in your life, suppose being an individual, in your life, your long term goal is to become successful in person. That's right, successful in life. Okay, you want to earn 100 crores, 500 crores of money in your life, but you don't have any short. Just wait, I think Himanshu is wait. But if you don't have any short term goal, or you don't know how to do it, so then that time it is not in sync, right? So it won't be any beneficial. So also the strategic alignment means like reviewing the ongoing projects to ensure that they fall in line with the organization. So very important. So it's not with the short term goals should align with the organization also. So because organization have two types of goals, right? IT teams, IT strategy and the business strategy. So that your short term goals should align with that one. Then review of the new proposals of the IT projects, basically to ensure that they are aligned to the business strategy. So you the role of the IT governance is also that one, that we should align our requirements with the business requirements. Then value delivery is there, that we provide quality to a project. Then obviously we need to find the review of the IT funding, how much funding is there for the particular project. Then obviously cost benefit analysis you can go for. Then obviously re-engineer, if you need to maximize the output, then you have to go for re-architect or re-engineer it. Next is the IT resource management. Just wait. Now this IT resource management, so you basically it means that IT funding, whatever yeah, that funding has been like sanctioned by the board of members, it basically get divided into two. Okay, first IT maintenance and the operation. Okay, and which is done by the procurement or the like purchase team, like how much will go for the maintenance team and how much will go for the operations, then invest further investments, all these things are decided in the IT resource management. Next is the risk management. So basically, it will mention like how to ensure that risk is being managed. So see, at any point of time, you can get risk. You can have like your server may get down, like whatever project you were working on, suddenly something it was not how the way you plan it. It's not going in that way. So in that case, what to be taken, like basically it's like IT governance decisions, all these things like whether it's maintaining the compliance risk or not, compliance with the rules and regulations given by the government. Then all these things need to be done in the risk management, all the disaster recovery things. Okay, next is the IT steering committee membership. So basically this is done by the uh, basically by the like project stakeholders or the permanent representative, maybe the project client or something of the IT steering committee. Okay, now next we have the performance measurement. So how do we decide the measurement? So we studied about some metric uh, need to be done, like cost benefit analysis, how whether we are like we having profit or loss. So these things inside some on metrics, like so we need to monitor all the IT projects. Then processes, whether that team has heading to the great direction or not, or they are being lazy. So all these things are done in the performance measurement. And last is the IT steering committee like schedule. So schedule means like if you do in a proper way, so your project, like if you plan the proper way, so everything will be on time. Otherwise if you delay, then there will be a problem. If you there will be a problem, and then you cannot do it properly, then your project will be delayed, and project delayed means that cost will be increasing. So that is not a good thing. So that is all about the and that is to monitor all this. The steering committee, like they place these roles. Okay, that is strategic alignment, IT source management, risk management, IT steering committee membership, then performance management, and IT steering committee meeting schedule. So all this I told you yesterday, it's very important for the like any for a committee to have a meeting, strategic meeting is conducted at least once in a year. Similarly, this kind of meeting is scheduled is out, maybe every month they conduct a meeting where the IT team report to the steering committee that we have done this far, probably in the next phase, like everything is decided. So probably it depends of the team also, whether they will conduct the meeting once in a month or like twice in a month or once in a week. So it totally depends. Okay. Wait, what Okay. Next, what are the functions of the committee. What are the function of this committee? So basically I had just written few things like, okay, first is like to ensure that the project meets the business requirements and the IT strategy. Okay, obviously we should meet the project requirements of the business and the IT strategy, and obviously we have to, I told you, right, we have to communicate with the team and like report it to the board members. Okay, so that means they have the communication with both of them. They need to have communication and collaboration with the team members, and so also and with the board members, and also they will collect the feedback from the IT projects, like project team, like whether they are facing any problem or not, and they need to report it to the board and this will, if see, if the board member is not aware of the problems of the IT team, they will not understand the thing once. And like if you inform the like where you are stucking, why you are stucking, what are the errors you are finding, that needs to be reported, right? So if you don't report it to someone, the like board members will not know it. So that is why it's given. And obviously to ensure like the long term and short term goal of the organizations are met, then obvious size monetization, size estimation, what is the size of the project, then what is the scope for the project is there, then obviously monitor, review, then approval of the project, whatever IT projects you are getting needs to be like monitored. So lots of functions are there, whether it's like the monitoring the project risk or measuring the region of interest, maybe the information security implementation. It involves a lot of functions are there, but I have written like since I need to type it, so I just written four. But if you go through your SLM material, you will find lots of functions are involved. Like these are the functions which are done by the IT steering committee. So here are a few like questions are there, like who provides a highly important link between the board and the production team. I think it's very clear from this A, that IT steering committee. Similarly, identify the key strategic alignment responsibility. So it's review of the enterprise assessment. You can just find it out, like you can get it to things. Now the last topic from this part is that differentiate between the what are the tasks done, differentiation between strategy committee, which we studied earlier, and today the steering committee. So this is like given like this. So this is a strategy committee. So IT strategy committee is done at the board level, but strategy committee, so steering committee is at the executive level. So this very difference may be very important from your examination point of view also. So what are the responsibilities of the uh, strategy committee? It's like outsourcing issues and IT vendor management, if any. And here to ensure that the project meets the, like just now we have seen, the business requirements and the IT strategy. Next, keeping a hawk's eye, that is monitor. Hawk's eye means monitor a region of interest of the IT investments, and here communicate and collaborate with the teams to convey that the IT strategy message from the grassroots level. Just now I mentioned that whatever updates you have, you need to take from the communicate with the IT teams, and whatever like you need to report it problems, you need to issues, you need to report it to the board members. Then IT risk management, all the disaster recovery, and then here what you will do, you will collect the feedback from the IT production team and convey it to the board to like improve the process. Like here monitor of major business re-engineering IT projects, and here to ensure that the long term and short term goals are established, and like this gives a direction to management on IT, and here to ensure that the long term and this one is met. So these are the four things are there. Here it was a five responsibilities, here four responsibilities are there. Who has the authority? So it provides input to strategy and prepares approval, provide input to the board or technical, like the audit committee I said, because that is why this kind of IT strategy committee, they have meeting once in a year, but this is like based on like depends, like probably they can have a meeting weekly also, or like monthly also, two times in a month also. So here implementation and delivery of the IT strategy, regular monitoring is there. Then membership, who are the peoples, all the senior level members, okay, like the board members, specialist non-board members, and here we have executive sponsor, key business heads, CIO, or the key advisors from the audit, finance, legal team. Reports to this IT strategy committee, it reports to the CEO, while steering committee is reports to the governing team. Okay, so this was from my side, like You have these questions, you can just go through it, MCQs and everything. Any confusion? Right? Okay. If no confusion, let me take the attendance then. Please go through it. Like I know it's like a theory and a bit boring, but if you what you have to do is study only. That's what. And high time because we are in the second module. Okay. Thank you, everyone. You all can
Hi,
leave.
ma'am.